Good morning. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. I'm going to split my report up into two today because there are two vital news stories, I believe, that are in the interest of the public. The first is that some of the Epstein file documents are being released. And according to Thomas Massey, they have 218 votes to get the entire thing released to the Congressional Oversight Committee. I mean, that's no redactions, no omissions, the full deal. So, Democrats, it's time for you to take off the powdered wigs and remove your petticoats, quit operating by the Marquis of Queensberry rules. It's time for you to get in the dirt and see this thing for what it is. Because you know as well as I do is that the Republicans don't follow any hard and fast rules. If they can bend or break it, they will do that. But now, here's your opportunity to get inside those files, and whatever's in there is in there. And I say for the record, I don't care if Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Alan Dershowitz, whomever is contained in those files, if they assaulted children, they need to be prosecuted. I don't care about their age or how long it was. I don't care. They need to be dealt with. Period. The second news item, which is of significant interest, is that Israel seems to be sending warplanes to attack locations in Doha, Qatar, as we speak. I have mentioned in my videos that Qatar is a place where they house a lot of terrorist organizations, to include Hamas. But even that being the case, that does not give Israel the right to violate the borders of a sovereign nation. See, this is what happens when you start believing that you're better than anyone else. This is what happens when you start to get all of these bennies from countries to build you up, and then you start to become the neighborhood bully. Without question, there are several terrorist organizations that house themselves in Qatar, but that does not mean that Israel has the right to go in and get them. I think that the Middle East has reached a boiling point. You know, October 7th, when all those Israelis were unalived by Hamas, that was a terrible incident that never should have happened. But you know, at some point, you have to give it a rest. Israel cannot wipe every single nation in the Middle East off the map and then continue to claim themselves as the most righteous army on earth. That's Netanyahu's words. That's a bunch of bullshit. We know that IDF and other organizations inside the Israeli government do some unspeakable, horrible things. And I would expect the UN and other nations to condemn this recent action, because Qatar hadn't sent any terrorists to do anything to the state of Israel. And even if they did, that's the United Nations matter, not the state of Israel matter. It seems to be a prevailing theme between Israel and the United States when they want to be judge, jury, and executioner, just like they did with that speedboat. This is upsetting to me because there's an expansion of powers that they do not possess, and they do it anyway. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. Please join me on YouTube starting next week. Have a good day.